Hi everybody, this is Harmony with Harmony Stitches and welcome to my channel. Here we talk about my crafting journey, which usually revolves around cross stitch with some knitting and crochet thrown in sometimes. It's been 2 weeks since my last video. Today is actually Saturday, April 8th. I'm filming a day early because I feel like Easter Sunday will be a little bit busy between all of the things that we have to do on Easter Sunday. So I am filming this and I'll have it uploaded for you on Easter Sunday. But the last video was 2 weeks ago and I've done stitching, but I feel like I don't have a lot to talk about. So I have a couple of purchases to show you, and last time it was after the retreat and I forgot my retreat bag downstairs, so I have that to show you as well. So not a lot. So let's go ahead and get started because I have some errands to do after this too. So, and I'm sure that your weekend is pretty busy as well. Okay, so after the retreat, I continued working on my WIPGO pieces for March because we had a couple days left. I have stitched on them this week as well, and I will tell you why in a moment. Okay, so first, let's see, I finished, let's see. I can't find my chart. Here it is. Acorns by the Prairie Schooler. I had 2 left. I had the schoolhouse up here, and I had the one with the people down here with the tree. Those are the 2 that I had left to stitch, and I had some back stitching on a couple of them. So I finished the schoolhouse, including the back stitching. I got that all done. I am using the called for DMC, stitching it on 28 count Monaco that I tea-dyed, just tea. So I got that one done. And then when I finished the back stitching on this one, I went back to the cornucopia and put the back stitching in that because I did not have that done yet. It only took me a few moments. So I got that done. And this was Thursday the 6th. I finished the back stitching and stuff. And then after that, I got started on the people. And so Thursday night, I started on the woman and her dress. And then I've been working on it ever since. The tree is almost finished. I have 2 more acorns on the tree. I'll finish the woman and the man. And I'll be all done with acorns. All 6 of them. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, so there's 2 little acorns right here, and then a man and a bird, and the rest of the woman, and that's it. There's not a lot. I should be able to have this done by the end of the week. Okay, and so besides that, my other WIPGO piece for March was Pumpkin Patch by the Stitching with the Housewives, Pumpkin Patch. And so here is where I've gotten so far. Now, this one will not be entered into the fair because I have made several mistakes. The counts are off, so I have to adjust not going into the fair. So I started stitching. Well, first I made an executive decision. The letters are supposed to be white and orange striped. I decided to just do them orange. It was going to be too fiddly. I stitched the end 2 rows over to the right from where it was supposed to be. So then it threw all the rest of this off. I had to change the U. It's so, as you can see, the word pumpkin is not symmetrical, but it'll have to do. And then there's supposed to be a teal pumpkin on either side. I'm not going to have room to put a pumpkin on this side, so I'm just going to make the pumpkin over here a little bit bigger by 2 stitches or 2 rows. It'll be a little bit bigger. And then I have almost all of the pumpkins finished, and then I just have to find a brown for the stem since I messed up on the bonus chart. So that is almost finished. So by the end of this coming week, I should have both of my WIPGO pieces complete. Both this chart and the bonus chart that it came with and all 6 acorns I should have done. So those will be complete finishes that get crossed off of my list. Right now I have 32 WIPs on my list, and I will be down to 30. That includes my work on my WIPGO pieces for April. So if you remember, Happy Penguin by Durene Jones got called, and I finished him. Stitching this, I think it's on 22 count. As you can see, it is not centered in the fabric. When I did my calculations, I thought it was 20 count. So it threw me off a tad, but I think it'll still work. Now, there was supposed to be some yellow stars in the sky and on his scarf, and then some fringe back stitching on the scarf, and I decided to leave it as is because I thought it was cute enough. I was actually contemplating not doing the back stitching, but on my other piece I was going to cut something out as well, and my daughter said, well, I guess if you don't want it done right. So when I got that part of it finished, I decided to just go ahead with the back stitching, and it looks cute. It's just, it takes time, and I didn't want to do it. So WIPGO number 1 for April, done. The second WIPGO piece for April, oh, sorry, that was the called for DMC on this. Yes, I didn't have to make any substitutions. I had it all, except for the white. There's white down here. I pulled a white color out of one of my other projects because I only needed, I think, 3 strands I used. And it wasn't labeled with what color white it was, you know, Blanc, 3865, B5200. I have no idea which one. So that's the only exception with that one because I just don't know what color that was. But it's fine. Okay, so the other one was Turkey Time by Erica Michaels. And I have this chart as a freebie on my phone, but when I went to look it up to see if I could insert a picture of it in the last video, I couldn't find it. It looks like it's a paid for pattern. So I don't know if she released it for a certain amount of time and then made it a paid pattern or what. So I do apologize that I do not think that this is a freebie any longer, but I did have it on my phone, and I don't break copyright, so it had to have been free at one point. But anyways, Turkey Time by Erica Michaels. I used all of the called for colors except for 2 exceptions. The red for his little waddle is only 7 stitches, and I didn't have that color, so I just chose a similar or one that coordinated with the rest of the turkey. And then his eye is supposed to be 310, and I just used the 939, the very dark navy that is used throughout. All of these little gobbles are over 1 stitching. I did them 1 over 1, and that I wanted to cut this one, and that's when my daughter said, well, if you don't want it to be done right. So I bit the bullet and finished it. Now what I did instead of, you know, that's not a ton of over 1 stitching, but it was enough to be like, oh boy. And so what I did is I worked on this pattern for a total of 4 days, 4 evenings actually. And I did a little bit at work, I think, one day. And what I did is each evening I stitched 1 gobble, 1 whole word of gobble. And I called it a day, and I said, I'll work on that for 4 days and I'll have it done. And I did. So over the course of like 4, not even 4 lunch breaks, because I took the pumpkin patch. So I think 1 lunch break and 4 evenings, I got this one completed. So I would have had 34 whips at the end of this, or at this point in time, but I finished my 2 WIPGOs for April. So now I'm back down to 32. If I finish my 2 WIPGOs and cross them off my list from March, I will have 30 whips. So I entered the year with 31. I've started 8, and I'm on a roll to have less whips than I started the year. So we'll keep a rolling total, and I'll keep you updated for the rest of the year. So that is all of my actual stitching. But it was a lot because this guy had almost like 1,300 stitches plus the back stitching. So there was a lot of stitches. They're just teeny because that was on 22 count. Technically it's Hardanger, but it's basically the same thing as Aida. Okay, so I did actually get a chart before the retreat, and I forgot to show you. I had it down. I usually leave my things on the kitchen table so that way I remember that I have things to talk about. And I totally forgot it down there. But I did find this at the Nashville Market Day at my local NADA workshop. This is not new from Nashville. I just happened to find it, and it was on my wish list, so I picked it up. It's God Save the Queen by Annie B's Folk Art. And it's a little bit older. It doesn't have a date on it, but it's from a couple years ago, I think. Because it's been on my WIP list, or on my wish list for a couple years now. So I did get that. It only has 3, 6, 7 colors, and I think I have all of them. So floss wise, I'm all kitted up. I just don't know what I'll do with fabric. I have to figure that out. And then I have the bag from the retreat. So this is the bag. It's actually a really nice, it feels like a laminated canvas. So it's waterproof. She said it was waterproof. So if you did spill on it, you could wipe off and your projects inside would be protected. It has really nice firm handles, a big zipper, and it has a pocket here on the outside, and then 2 pockets, she said, will fit full-size water bottles. And it's just open on the inside, no pockets. But it is a really great bag if I was going somewhere for an extended period of time. You could fit several of these project bags inside. So that's pretty cool. When I went grocery shopping this morning with my husband, we always look at the clearance section. And this is a tip to you. Always look at the clearance section. Most of the time, there's not going to be anything that you want to buy. And that's fine. You just look and see, and then you carry on with yourself. Today, we found a couple of treasures. The sticker is still, a little bit of the sticker residue is still on here, but that's okay. I found this. This, I don't know, is what, 2.5 by 2.5 maybe. It's slightly smaller than a Post-it note, which is a 3 by 3. I got this for 70 cents plus tax. I'm in Michigan, 6% tax. So I got this for like, what, 73, 76 cents, something like that. Original price, I can't believe that this would be the original price on this item, $6.99. So I saved quite a bit of money, guys. So always check. And it was hanging on the end of the end cap of the clearance section. My husband actually saw it. So I got that. And I thought, I don't want to put the penguin on there, but it is the perfect size for the penguin. You can't see because of the extra fabric, but if we fold the fabric up, it is pretty perfect for the penguin. I'm not going to put the penguin on here, but I know that I have other small charts, and if I find some more 22 Hardanger, this will be perfect for something. And if not, it's just a cute little decoration, right? For 70 cents, you can't beat it. You just stick it in your stash. The next 2 things I found were 2 sets of buttons, 34 cents a set. I don't really have a plan for these, but at 34 cents plus tax, I went ahead and picked these up because these could be used for embellishments on cross-stitch finishes, or used for knitting or crochet projects, or any number of things. Maybe if you have a shirt and you lost buttons, and you could replace with these. At 34 cents a set, I picked these up. So that's all of my purchases. I do have some spending money left over from the retreat. I did have to get a new purse because mine was falling apart, but my husband was sweet, and I said, well, I do have money to buy the purse unless you wanted to buy it for me. And I was totally kidding. And he said, if you chip in half, I'll chip in half. So I only spent a little bit on a new purse. Again, got it on clearance at my Meijer store. Then I needed a new wallet because my wallet broke as well. I'm not having very good luck right now. So I did spend some money on 2 new wallets, and they're crossbody ones as well. So you can take the strap off and put them in your purse. So I bought 2. They're on their way. But I still have some spending money left over, and I'm going to save that for something special. And I haven't found that something special yet. So stay tuned for that. Okay, so now is an announcement. I don't have a lot of information to share, but I will share what I have at this point. And you'll want to mark your calendars if you're in Michigan. I am organizing a cross-stitch retreat. I think I hinted at it last time. But it is official. I have the date booked. They are going to put us perpetually on the calendar until we tell them to stop. So it will be an annual event. I'm going to call it the Michigan Friends Stitching Retreat. It will be held May 31st to June 2nd in 2024. A little bit later than what I wanted, but holy smokes, that scrapbook quilting / scrapbooking retreat center is a lot more popular than I could have ever imagined, which is a great thing for a locally owned company. I think it's wonderful. I just had no idea how popular they actually were. So I found a weekend. It's the weekend after Memorial Weekend. So I know that some people will already have time off, and then it will be maybe inconvenient to be able to come the following weekend. But so far, that is the only weekend that we can get. The retreat center holds 24 in the workroom. I am working with them to see if we can squeeze more people in, because their workrooms are set up for quilting, and quilters may need extra space and cross stitchers may not need as much. I don't want to pack us in like sardines. I want to give us some elbow room, but so far the official word is, well, 25. 24 that will stay there, and then I will commute because I'm just a few minutes away. So far we'll be able to fit 25 people. But we will see. I'm trying to fit more in. I'm trying to talk them in. If we can fit more in, I'm going to ask permission from them and what the cost would be if we have, I'm going to call them day trippers, people that do not stay at the center. So local people like me, or some people from Saginaw that want to just drive every day. And you don't have to do that. You can definitely be what I'm going to call an overnighter, where you stay at the retreat center. So those are 2 terms that we're going to see, but first we have to see if they will allow us to squeeze more people in. But so mark, if you're in Michigan and you're a cross stitcher and you want to come to the retreat, mark your calendars for May 31st to June 2nd. I'm not going to talk about it all the time because I won't have any information. They don't send me the registration packets for the center until 4 months beforehand. I'm thinking that 6 months beforehand, I will start taking registrations for goodie bags, and just so that way you can save your spot. And then once the registration packets come from the retreat center, I will send that out to whoever has paid at that point, and then, continue on that way. But things are still in the planning process, so much so, but I've got things underway. And so I thought maybe you would want heads up on that. May 31st to June 2nd, 2024 in Chesaning, Michigan. So do the map, see if it's feasible for you to drive, if you would like to be a day tripper or an overnighter. So think about that. I don't know if day tripping or day trippers are going to be a possibility, but I'm going to work on it. I have also thought about maybe hosting a retreat at a different location. In Saginaw, there's quite a few of those hotels, like the one I just went to was at a Best Western. There's a lot of those kinds of hotels in Saginaw. I've never done anything like that before, so it would be a huge learning curve for me. And I don't know if things are booked, because I don't know how far in advance these things have to be booked in order to get any meeting space or have enough hotel rooms for everyone. So I am thinking about it. So if any of you have any leads on space, ideas, anything at all, comment below or send me an email message. My email is always in the description box. So that way, or if you want to help me, because I don't have experience in working with hotels in that kind of way. So if you do and you want to help me, I would gladly appreciate the help, because I don't think that I think our state has plenty of stitchers. I think in the cross stitch group right now, Michigan cross stitch group, there's 1.6 thousand people, so 1,600 people. And I don't think that there's enough affordable retreats. I know that there's some with designers that, you know, you can register for classes and learn things, but that's not in everyone's budget. I'm talking about retreats for people to just come together and stitch and laugh and have a good time, have a weekend away, get their hearts full, and so they can go back to their families and work and just be filled and be able to carry on with the everyday. So anyways, that's enough rambling about that. We'll continue talking about it as things pop up. Some things are going to be secret, and I'm not going to talk about them. They're going to be a surprise for the attendees, but I'm excited, and I hope you are. And then again, if you would like to help or have any leads with a different retreat in a different location, just send me an email or something so that way we can chat, because I would love to be able to have more in our area, because there's not a ton from what I can find. So, all right, that's all I have to talk about. I hope that you're having a great Holy Week. Have a great Easter today when you see this, or I hope that you had a great Easter celebration by the time that you get around to see this, and I will see you next time. Bye. You know, I almost forgot. I wanted to thank everyone for coming to my channel every single week and hanging out with me and meeting with me, and I truly appreciate it. I've had quite a number of new subscribers since I came home from the retreat, and I don't know why that is, if maybe someone talked about me on their video or what, but I just truly appreciate all of you coming to visit, liking, subscribing, commenting. I really do appreciate it. So again, have a great week, and I'll see you next time.